So recently there was a question that I saw that I want to ask you guys because I thought it was really interesting and I have a very good answer for it as well, which is how much money do you need to feel like you're out of survival mode? Right now, so many people are struggling living paycheck to paycheck, struggling with inflation, and they're continually drowning and they're getting curious. They want to know how much money they would need to finally be free, right? What do you guys think? Do you have a number in mind where you think you need a certain amount of money to be free? Drop a comment down below. But let me give you guys my answer to how much I think you need, right? First of all, for me, I feel like I'm always in survival mode. I'm never outside of survival mode. That's just how I'm wired. That's just the type of person that I am. I think when things just get a little too cozy, I get worried, and I'm always in survival mode. That's just me. I love to build wealth. I'm trying to gain financial freedom. I'm trying to pay off some of my student loans. So to me, I'm always in survival mode. So do I ever have a feeling where it's like, I feel like I'm free, right? Because I guess technically you could say the question is, at what stage in your life do you feel like, or how much amount of money you can make in your life where you feel like you have FU money? That's a whole different ballgame. But for now, let's take to survival mode. It really depends, though, to be honest with you, about the person, right? It's really an individual thing. Some people say $100,000 not enough, but then someone else will say, you give me $100,000 and that'll be awesome. The other person would say, well, I want to travel, go on vacation. Other person says, well, I don't want to travel and go on vacation. I just want to go fishing, chilling, something very simple. Other person says, I want to buy a Lamborghini or Ferrari. Other person says, that's not the thing. They're good with a 2010 Toyota Camry. You see, it's all about preference. So when a question like that gets asked, don't seek answers from other people. You need to seek the answer for yourself, right? This answer is extremely about yourself. Because if you live in New York or California or Mississippi or Indiana or a state where the cost is expensive or cheaper, it changes the whole equation, right? And feeling safe financially, guys, there's only a few things you could do to get to that point. Number one is the ability to have an emergency fund. If you have an emergency fund, you're really close to getting out of survival mode. Another thing is if you're able to put 15% of your income towards investing in savings, you are certainly out of survival mode. And also, I want you to understand this. The reason why I said I feel like I'm always in survival mode. Even when I'm doing all the right things, I'm putting my money to work continuously. And with that being said, it feels like I'm broke. It does. I take my check, I put 15% for 1K, I put 20% to save, and I keep my living expenses within 65%, the budget, okay? I try to do that as much as I can. That's my money rule. I try to do that as much as I can. And every time I get additional money, I put my money in savings and investing. I put my money into paying off debt. I also have a little bit of fun money for myself as well. Everything elevates, right? So to me, it never gets to a point where it feels like I'm out of survival mode because it feels like this is my job, right? I'm trying to accumulate wealth as much as possible. So when I get additional money, if I get raises or doing these YouTube videos and I get paid, to me, everything elevates. My lifestyle increases a bit, everything else elevates. But to answer this question, basically, man, you just got to get rid of your debt. If you're walking around with credit card debt, then you always feel like you're in survival mode. There is no amount of money that's going to make you feel like you're out of survival mode if you're carrying debt. Okay? Debt is the number one toxic thing you just need to get out of your life. It's going to hound you. At night, you will not be able to sleep. Even if you have a big amount of money, a huge amount of money, having credit card debt is going to stress you out. So immediately, you need to get rid of your credit card debt. Immediately. And you also just need to have an emergency fund. You can't be messing around not having an emergency fund because if you don't have it, you go right back to credit cards. You see, this is the thing that's crucial. People just don't understand how crucial it is to have an emergency fund. The amount of money that you make has nothing to do with the fact of having an emergency fund. If you have an emergency fund, guys, it's that cushion that you're getting further away from just struggling and going broke. You want to have that gap. The wider the gap, the better you're going to feel about your finances. Because money, once again, that's why I like that question, is stressful. The lack of money is extremely stressful. And the difference is between me, right, who is like always driven and trying to accumulate wealth, I have the ability to stop for a second and say, okay, let me chill. Let me chill for a second. Let me start, let me just spend a little bit on vacation, just splurge a little bit, or just stop a little bit to stop. I have the ability to do that. But when you're constantly broke, right? Constantly, paying credit card bills and your student loans, and you're struggling, you don't have the ability to stop, right? The feeling of survival mode feels the same for both. I'm being honest with you. Survival mode is the same for both. But the difference is someone will have the ability to take a step back and not have a financial, ramifications for it, while the other person can't. It's all about options. It's all about options. That's what I do, man. In my life, I just try to accumulate as much options as possible. As much options as possible, because I know that's what life is really all about. It's having options. I want to reach financial freedom, and after I reach financial freedom, I know I have the option to do whatever the hell I want to do, right? But that does not mean the certain amount of money that I feel like I'm surviving in, because to me, surviving is becoming a multi-millionaire, right? Surviving is leaving money for my kids, right? That to me is like living life. That is surviving. That is a life for me, to be able to help family members, give to charity, do the things that I want to do. That to me is surviving. That's living. That to me is surviving and living in these times. I don't take days off. I don't rest. I just can't. I don't see it that way, right? And that's why that question is saying, when does it feel like you're out of survival mode, you're coasting? That's never going to be the case, especially for me. Let me know what you think. What amount of money you think is the amount you need to get out of survival mode? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Catch you guys in my next video. Oh yeah, by the way, take the time to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.